Welcome to Kitchen 143. I'm your host, Michelle Aventajado, your resident mama in Manila, and today we are out and about in Estancia. We are here in the Enderan co-working space, and it's one of my favorite times of year. Of course, Christmas is fast approaching, and we are gonna host our cookie swap. My cookie swap is something that kicks off the holidays for not just me, but also for Team Jelly Bean. And the smell of the cookies wafting through the air with Christmas music marks the beginning of Christ's birth for us. So, what is a cookie swap? Gia and I host our cookie swap every year. Well, not every year, we've skipped a few years, but we're going to tell you all about it with some of our guest bakers. And we can do that, of course, if you're watching live on the Rappler Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter pages. And of course, you can check us out on the Momma in Manila Facebook page as well. Don't worry, you will get the recipes. We are sharers. Of course, hashtag is sharing is caring. So I'm so excited. I have quite a few guests today. Joining me on cam is one of my favorite bakers, my daughter Gia. And then my kitchen sisters, Maggie Agustin and Sabrina Go.
Hi.
Hi, ladies.
Hello.
Thank you for joining me.
Of course.
And thank you for saying yes to me and Gia for these cookies.
Of course. How can we not? It's the cookie swap.
It's the annual cookie swap. So guys, we baked our cookies. Everyone gets to bake their own cookie. We choose what cookies we want to bake. You guys share the recipes happily. Now, these aren't mother-in-law recipes, right?
No.
Mother-in-law recipes means you leave one very important ingredient out. Because then that, of course, then her son will always say, it doesn't taste like mom's. That's why it's a mother-in-law recipe. We are not like that, though. No, not at all. We share. We share. Do you guys want to talk? First, G, I talked about how this marks the beginning of the Christmas season for us.
I don't think, like, for a lot, like we were saying with the boys, that a lot of the time, like, oh, Christmas season starts when the tree goes up in September. But I know us as siblings, we don't really feel it until, like, we start the holiday baking.
When you see the big sack of flour come from the bake shop. So Cavino's, when we order all of our flour in like one big sack, then you guys know.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's Christmas. Do you remember the Christmas when I was like, I'm not baking?
Yeah, and then I think I ended up baking like 6 different batches of cookies all by myself.
Yeah, so this was during the pandemic.
Yeah.
And I was kind of sad. I didn't want to bake. I didn't want to do all the...
I think I even made a pie.
You did. You did a lot that year. And I was like, oh, I love my daughter. She did it for me. How about you guys? I know this is the umpteenth year you've participated in our cookie swap. But why don't you tell us first, like, what you thought the first time I invited you and how you feel about swapping things like this, swapping cookies in the Christmas season.
It's a funny story for me because I've been a follower of your blog from way before, and I've come across your post on cookie swap. So we weren't friends then yet. So I was like, oh, this must be cool if I'd be part of this events, right? And then we became friends, and then you invited me over. And I was like so excited. It's like, yes, finally I can
I think
try.
I saw your cookies, and that's why I invited you. It was a little bit selfish. I was like, oh, she can bake.
But then I didn't go back to the blog and read what, I had no idea what cookie swap is before that. And so when you invited me, I immediately said yes. And I was like, okay, I can bring any cookie, right? That was what is in my mind. Until you gave the guidelines. Yeah. And I think we'll talk about later. Right?
We can talk about them now.
So we said, okay, so in my mind, I'd be buying cookies to bring, like a potluck, right? And then I said, okay, you can send over your recipe. Like, oh, I need to have a recipe. I need to bake cookies. Okay. And then, okay, sure, I'd probably make like 2 dozen cookies. Yeah. And then you said, oh, you have to bake 1 dozen for every baker who's coming. And I thought, okay, maybe there's just 3 of us, like me, you and Sab, and maybe Gia. Yeah. And then you said, oh, we'll have 11 participants.
That was our biggest one.
It was.
Yeah.
So that, I
think most we've done is...
And then you multiply it and you're like,
And I was like, okay, that's 11 dozens. And then you said, oh, you have to add one more dozen? I was like, okay,
So 12.
12 dozens.
Yeah.
Sure, no problem. And then I started baking, then I started rolling. I said, okay, 11 dozen is fine. It's easy.
yeah,
I'm,
should be
I'm
able to do
baking
it.
sugar cookies na eh, so
Yeah.
it's pretty easy. Then I realized I was making linzers, which are
You won
sandwich.
that year.
Yeah, I won that year. But it was a sandwich cookie. Even though, linzers are sandwich cookies, which means that I wasn't making
Multiplied
11
by two.
dozens or 12 dozens. I was making 24 dozen cookies
Yeah.
for
Multiply.
that event. But that was the most memorable.
Sab, how about you? When you heard the sheer number of cookies? I mean, you and I have been cooking in the kitchen and our
Yeah.
kitchen sisters for years now.
Uh-huh.
Through Mothers Who Brunch, through just like getting together potlucks and doing these things. But
Cook
when I was
fests.
like, Cook Fest, we started with
Yeah.
Cook Fest.
Yes.
With ginger, right?
I remember.
When you realized that you had to bake 13 dozen cookies, were you like, I'm gonna quit, I don't want to do it?
Take my name out. I'm just kidding. No, actually, when I met you the first time and you knew that I cook and I bake, you already invited me, and I think that was the rainy day theme thing, and then I couldn't make it that time. So I think I had a year to prepare or get my mind there, because you explained it before, and I was
Yeah.
like, that's a lot of cookies.
That's a lot of cookies.
So I think, yeah. So it was intimidating, but I'm like, if you just plan well as life goes, like,
Yeah.
But I mean, do
Yeah,
I
but-
really
You know what I mean?
plan well enough?
I think all of us were messaging each other up until like 10 or 11, like,
Yeah.
I just finished.
Exactly.
Or, I think,
Or the key is like, if it's one big ice cream scoop, cut it in half.
Make smaller
Just make it
batches.
smaller.
Smaller cookies? Yeah.
Yeah.
you could see who were in charge.
You can see what it moves.
We've learned.
We have
Learned.
I don't know if you guys can see the cookies. The
Can you
cookies
tell
that are
who's
here.
who?
Can you tell who has been
seasoned
swallowing for a long time? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's us. The smallest cookies that are here. Okay, so part of what we do, I love that. And I love that,
different things.
well, we also have been doing this for years now.
Yeah.
And you guys are not just seasoned cookie swappers, you are also repeat winners. And like you two are always the ones that win.
Yeah.
And actually, you three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did
you plan this? Her cookie is still my favorite
Yeah.
from 2 years ago.
Which one was that?
The
choice?
ramen.
Oh, the ramen. The
Miso
ramen.
caramel one.
That one was a little funky.
That's
salty.
fun. Yeah, okay, now I remember.
Chewy.
And it
Yes.
had like little ramen bits on top, and
We just like.
Well, that wasn't.
we just watched the Trolls movie.
Is the ramen? Well, because
hair.
the hair.
Just didn't really say.
So we look for inspiration everywhere.
Yeah.
Right? As bakers or as like home cooks, because none of us are chefs.
No.
Um,
We are all eaters.
But we're all, cookers and eaters, right? So there are two types of people in the world. And I guess we're both. Everybody who joined the cookie swap will also bring on Juliana and Max later, and they'll tell us the inspiration for their cookie. But tell us about the inspiration for your cookies this year. So I'll start with mine. I made a mango cashew nut rugelach. So it's actually like it's a deli cookie that you would find all over New York in the Jewish delis. Usually it's made with apricot jam or raspberry, almonds, like some type of nuts. It usually has like a fruity or a chocolatey filling with nuts. Because I wanted to make it, all of you guys, when you submitted your cookies first. And then when you submitted your cookies, everything kind of had a very Filipino theme to it. So I was pressured. I was like, oh, let me tie it all together also. And I wanted to make my rugelach with mango and pili nut. Now, I did not plan as well as you guys. And like Monday, when I was looking for pili nuts, I really couldn't find them. So I switched it to mango cashew.
It's hard to get.
It's hard to get pili nuts.
At Gavino's, they had such like great options
Cashews, yeah.
for cashews. They had the whole ones,
Yeah.
the half, the crush.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
And
like,
peeling nuts, I think it was a blessing in disguise because peeling nuts, you have to peel them.
yeah.
You have to bake them and peel. Like, it would have been a lot more work. So,
this
Yeah.
cookie was
Yeah.
actually a lot of work.
yeah.
I'll tell you guys.
That was added work
It,
for
it,
the
it would have been added work for
Yeah.
the peeling.
She was the one baking till 10.
I was baking until 10. So the dough actually has to be frozen. So when I roll it out like this, I stick the whole cookie in the freezer and then I bake it after. So I had some downtime in between. So that's what I made. And the inspiration was just like, I try to always bring a little bit of New York into what I do as well. I try and share cookies that I know people won't find here. And this one was nice because I got to bring my Italian New York side with the Filipino, mix it with that as well.
Nice.
What did you make?
I made a queso de bola, like cheddar and green onion crisp. It's inspired by one of the New York Times Christmas cookies.
Yeah, I think a lot
But-
of us look at the New York Times.
Yeah.
love that.
They're so good.
Yeah, they really are.
They're so good.
I remember that year that you didn't want to bake, I made one of the gingerbread like latte ones. That was
That
so
was
good.
too.
Yeah. So
Yeah. We love you guys.
I didn't
New
have a
York
lot
Times
of
bakers and
time.
cookers.
Yes, yes. I didn't have a lot of time to prepare this year because of school and everything.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
she's just finished her second year at med school.
Oh,
no, well,
second year.
Second half.
Congrats.
First half of second year.
Yes.
For finals.
Yes. So
I'm so proud of you.
Good job.
Thank you.
Kira.
But yeah, I think I always like when a cookie is more than just sweet. And I think this would actually be something that goes very well with like a charcuterie board.
Ah,
Yeah.
we got that going.
Yes.
All right.
Yum.
Meg, so what was the inspiration for your cookie?
Yeah, so I've always been drawn to Filipino flavors. Like my first cookies, the Linzer cookies, I made that with calamansi jam and pili nut.
Yes.
But I had a supplier before.
Yeah.
I have a friend who supplies pili nuts from Naga.
Yeah.
Then, so I was able to make that. So this year, I was supposed to make oatmeal, but then you said that Sab will be making.
Yeah, Sab submitted first.
Yeah.
And I said,
Sorry.
she's
It's
got
fine,
oatmeal.
which is okay because the first one that I submitted, I don't think I had any Filipino element in that recipe. So I said, okay, I will go and do a checkerboard cookie. I saw one with ube only.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what goes well with ube is coconut.
Yes.
So I'll make ube and coconut checkerboard cookies. They're not easy to make.
Can't wait to try it.
That
That's
looks so
not
pretty.
easy
to make.
I think it's so pretty.
It's so pretty.
I love checkerboards.
Yeah.
Hers are always so pretty.
Yeah.
Always. Well, you both got all three of you. Stiff competition here, guys. We're not competitive at all, I promise.
I don't know, we're not.
Saf, how
Kind
about
of
you?
like
So my cookie was inspired by the flavors of Christmas,
Yeah.
of course, for the holidays. I made a tablea and pulveron oatmeal cookie. The pulveron part, that for me is the kick-off when
Yeah.
my mom would start making pulveron in the house. So the smell of it was the thing that would make me say, oh, it's Christmas now, because it's all on our table. It's all kalat and we're all molding
Yeah.
the pulveron. So that's the start for me. And then tablea is, of course, after the Christmas Eve dinner. So, sorry, the next day. Sorry, Christmas morning. It's ham, pandesal, and tablea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So actually, when I was also thinking, the Christmas cookie swap is not just about the cookies. I love putting out something for us to enjoy and eat.
yes.
And I actually said, well, if it's Filipino, I should have ham, hot chocolate, tablea, and ensaymada or pandesal. But then I realized I'd have to like bake the ham for a long time. And I said, let me just make something really simple. So you guys will see we have like
We're already
Real talk, real talk.
We're already spending so much time in the kitchen
Yeah.
baking.
At that time I was just like, no,
the
nah.
oven is for cookies only today.
And it's just
We're
for the
just
cookies.
realistic, you know. I mean,
But maybe we can do that next time. I really do
Yeah.
like that. So, competition-wise, I know you guys. We say we're not like, we say we're not competitive. But if you were gonna go back and say, oh, what's your favorite cookie ever of all of the cookie swaps that we've participated in
Our
together?
own.
We've made
Or we've eaten.
for others.
I think that you've eaten. So it can be yours or it can be someone
I
else's.
said it already. The one
This one, ramen
Her
one.
miso
Miso
caramel.
caramel.
I know.
Looking back at them, they're just so funny looking.
Again, even without the ramen.
crunchies. Even without the crunchies, you love it.
Yeah.
I like Sab's Neapolitan.
Yes.
That was
That
so
was
good.
so
That was so
good.
good. Even my husband loves it. He keeps on asking me if you're
It's so
gonna
hard
make it.
to make.
That's what I tell him. It's hard to make.
That's it, right?
Yeah, there are so many steps to
You have
that.
3 types of dough.
Yeah.
And then I stuffed it pa with like a manchego.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, you did. That was
That,
so good.
that
Yeah,
was
that was
fine.
crazy.
Yeah.
That had all the flavors.
I think that's Sab's signature. She would always put something
Inside.
Inside.
Because that's when my baby would still nap for a long time when I had the time. So now I don't have the
Now it's like, let's
with a
get this
toddler
done.
running around.
Let's get this done. All right.
I would say I think my favorite was the one that Tita Sab made. I think the first year she
The
joined.
midnight strawberry.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was good
That was
too.
good
That was
too.
good.
That was good.
I always have a strawberry.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
do.
Just not this.
Not
Yeah.
this year.
I actually love Linzers,
Yeah.
and your Linzer blew my mind because it incorporated the Filipino elements, Filipino flavors. And I make Linzers every year as well, but I don't make 13 dozen.
Yeah, that also blew my mind.
Anyone chooses to make
Linzer. No. If you're gonna be in a cookie swap,
Don't do this.
don't do Linzer. Or sandwich cookies.
Awesome.
question would
But you
Pulver
did.
I did.
Would pulveron pass? You don't bake it though.
but
You
it's
don't.
flour.
Alone, no.
No.
It's a
has flour.
short bread, but it's not baked.
It's
So
cooked.
I don't think we talked about the rules of a cookie swap.
Yeah.
So the rules that I actually send out to everybody is that it has to have flour. It has to be baked.
You have to make it.
You have to bake it, right?
Yeah.
Because we've gotten cookies where, you
You can say it.
you put in effort, and you don't just want something like a cream cheese or I'm not gonna be a cookie snob, but we bake and we really. I didn't want like a rolled,
Oatmeal and cream cheese.
yeah, something.
This ball.
We
This
put
is
so
not-
much effort.
It's not a cookie.
Yeah, so those are the only rules, and then of
Yeah.
course make sure you bring a dozen for every baker.
Yeah.
So
So everybody takes home.
yeah, so everybody takes home a nice amount. So I will bring you back, but I also want to hear from Max and Juliana because they brought their best cookie game as well, and we will bring Max and Juliana on in just a second.
Okay.
And we're back. We're still here in the Enderon co-working space, still enjoying the smell of the cookies wafting through the air. This time we have Juliana and Max. Hi, ladies.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us.
Happy to be here.
And thank you for saying yes.
Yes.
Juliana, I have to admit, when you messaged me, Juliana is the reason why we're having the cookie swap this year.
Yeah, actually.
Because she messaged me and she said, Auntie, are you hosting a cookie swap? Because I'm game. So the first thing I did was ask Gia.
Yeah. And I said yes, of course.
Yeah. So I said, okay, give me your dates because I know you're busy too. So Juliana literally sent me a screenshot of her calendar and she X'd out the dates she wasn't available. And then I
think
showed
did
them.
something similar.
And I showed them to Gia and I go, which dates are you available that coincide with this? And she told me what dates, and then I called Maggie and Sab right away. Jing, we miss you, Jing. Jing Santos. She's one of our usual cookie swappers as well. So Juliana, tell me what you thought the first time your mom, because I invited your mom.
Yeah.
Now you guys are the same age.
Yes.
But I invited your mom, who is also a food blogger, mommy blogger, like we met. Tell me what you thought, or like what the both of you thought coming to, this very different gathering.
Yeah.
I definitely think like what was going on my mind and my mom's mind was different because my mom was thinking like, oh my god, I have to make 12 dozen cookies. And I'm like, oh my god, I get to choose from 12 different cookies. So definitely my first time was just like, yay, a buffet of different cookies. And I think that's why I enjoyed so much. And then later on, like I eventually joined it and I realized like, oh, it is kind of tiring.
It's a lot of work.
But
It's a
it's
lot of work.
addicting. Yeah.
But at the same, you bake 12, but you get
11.
12.
Yeah.
Like
Get
you get
11.
11. Yeah. Like so, you don't go home with.
There's a reward.
Yeah. So I think that's why people always still come back.
I think that's why, or I twist their arms. Like when I invited Sab, actually this year, she goes, I'm a judge this year, right? Because judges get to just eat. They don't have to bake. And I was like, no, you can't be a judge. Bawal. Max, how about you? I know Juliana mentioned you, and then it like, we were sort of last minute because we didn't get in touch until like just a few days ago.
Yeah.
What did you think when Juliana brought up this whole concept of swapping cookies?
Well, I'm shocked at first. I was like, wow, we don't usually have cookie swaps like in the Philippines. Like for me, I thought it was just an American concept. But now that you've had it for like many years, I'm so excited to be a part of it. But also still very shocked that you needed to make dozens of cookies.
And you came correct. I mean, like, this is a huge cookie. This is Max's cookie. You can see that
Very
Max
big.
was like, I'm gonna make a big cookie and make everybody happy. Tell us about your inspiration for both of your cookies. Juliana, you go first.
Okay. I think I've always been drawn to like Asian flavors. Like, there was a time I made like a Singaporean like cereal prawn kind of cookie without the prawns, but I used like the curry leaves and stuff.
Yeah.
There was a time I made like a banana curry cookie. So these are like eccentric cookies, yeah. And then I think I was thinking of like what I'd make this year, and my mom was cooking like adobo on like her like pot, and I was just like, oh right, I can make an adobo cookie.
Awesome.
So yeah, that's what I made this year.
So it's an adobo chocolate chip.
Without the meat.
Without the meat, like
So it's vegetarian. Not vegan though, because you use
Yeah.
butter.
and egg.
Yeah. No. Max, how about you?
Yeah, I've always been rooted in like chocolate chip cookies. So whether that be like a classic one or a double chocolate chip. But for this one, I just remember seeing that my mom had extra miso. Yeah, so I was like, forget the soup, I'll put the miso in a cookie.
Yes.
So it turned out to be a miso brown butter cookie. But I was like, how can I make it more like Filipino?
Yeah.
So I replaced the sea salt with bacon bits.
Yes.
So it's very umami and rich in a very good way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love our pork. We do. But normally, okay, so Juliana, you and your mom, the phenomenal Mama Tina. Hi, Tina. I
Shout
miss
out.
you. I thought you were coming today. But I'm so happy to have your daughter here as well. What do you guys normally do? I mean, you come from a family that loves spending time in the kitchen as well. What are your Christmases? Like, what do your holidays look like?
Yeah, so like every Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, we make it like a tradition, I guess, to like make our dinners that day.
Yeah.
So I don't think like holidays would be complete without having that preparation with my family. Like, of course, there's a last minute Santi strip or whatever to get cheese, and then like we're busy like half the day or washing the dishes
All
after
day,
dinner.
yeah.
And sometimes we're like, why didn't we just buy a tray again? But then that wouldn't feel like Christmas or like the holidays to us. So, yeah.
Your mom makes a big prime rib on Christmas
Yeah,
Eve.
like every time she has to.
Yeah,
She can.
that's her thing. And I love, you know, Tina and I feel like Tina takes it to another level though. I remember we were talking one time, she wanted to use quinoa flour and she ground her own quinoa. Wow. And I was like, wow, Tina, hats off to you. But you know, I love the dishes that you guys churn out from your own kitchen. I love that you all spend time in the kitchen together. I feel like our kitchen philosophies, me and your mom kind of see eye to eye in many ways. No waste, you know, using all the ingredients well, and putting something delicious, not just for her kids, but also for her husband. Like really bringing love to the table. Yeah, I like that. Max, how about you? What do the holidays look like in your house
Very busy.
as well? Do you come from a big family?
Yes, a very big family. So actually right now I have an online tiramisu business. So like every day is filled with like making the tiramisu.
Tell us.
Yeah.
Maybe they want to buy. Max sells tiramisu, and Juliana also does cookie dough or
Yeah,
cookies.
I have pop-ups.
Yeah. Okay. Tell us about tiramisu.
So our brand is Megamax, so it's me and my sister. So like every day we are like dishing out so many tiramisu, so we barely reach the bedroom.
Oh no!
Yeah, so we always go like, welcome to my office when someone steps into the kitchen.
Yeah.
Because we're always there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm usually like in
Saya,
parties.
you should have brought some. Where's the tiramisu? There's no tiramisu.
No tiramisu cookies. But yeah, anyway, for like parties, our holidays are like, we always bring the dessert. So either that's a tiramisu or a chocolate cake.
Yeah.
We're the designated dessert person.
Yes.
Yes.
And you don't mind that
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Well, now it can be a cookie platter
Yes.
with all the cookies you'll take home.
All of this.
All of the cookies and the recipes.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we tried to make this episode a little bit more special as a Christmas episode is the last episode that we had, we said we would take 3 winners, and the 3 winners from that episode end up joining us for this cookie swap. So they'll get to hang out with us, eat nosh, and try cookies. But what they didn't know when they said yes to actually coming down here to the Entron co-working space was that we were going to put them to work, that they actually had to judge the cookies. So we have 3 categories. It is best overall, best presentation, and most creative. So we have 3 winners who are going to join us. You'll meet them later, but I'm really excited to just share this Christmas tradition with all of you viewers. And I also want to hear about your Christmas traditions. I mean, there are so many different ways we can celebrate the holidays. And, you know, I think when we learn from each other and, you know, pick up little things along the way, it just makes the holidays more special.
Like
Yeah.
making smaller.
Like making smaller cookies. Girls, so take note. For next year, Max, we're going to ask you to come back.
Yeah.
You know, there's always an opportunity. So I think
And
when it,
we won't be 12. Don't worry.
we won't be 12. I think we learned our lesson. We don't want to do 12 again. I think your mom stopped talking to me after that cookie swap for a little while. But she was, I think, I remember her saying, like, this is a lot of cookies, Mish. And I was like, yeah, it's a lot of baking. Holiday traditions for you. I've asked them what their holiday traditions. I know you mentioned something about like it's not Christmas until you
We're
smell
baking.
the cookies or
I would
until we're
still say
baking.
it's baking.
It's really baking.
Yeah.
Like anything
I think
else.
also
I mean,
maybe how we do like Feast of the Seven Fishes for Christmas Eve.
yeah, we should do that for the next Christmas special. So next year we'll do the Feast of the Seven Fishes for you. But the Italian American celebration for Christmas Eve means we don't actually have meat. So we wouldn't have the prime rib on Christmas Eve. We would have it on Christmas Day. And then Christmas Eve is all fish. So we would have 7 courses, and the 7 courses are different types of fish. So
our charcuterie board is
instead of meat, it would be like we'd make a sardine pate, or we'd make
Like a clam
dip. Yeah, clam dip, like everything.
First time I've heard of a
clam dip.
Yeah, there's clam dip. It's yummy. Oh, I can teach you something new.
Yeah.
I also actually was gonna say, the 3 of you are also close
also
in
feels
age.
like next generation.
This
Yeah,
is
it's like the
you guys
Because
are next
I used-
generation.
because I used to join with you,
Yeah,
and Juliana used to join with her mom, and now we're joining on our own.
yeah, and doing your own thing,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Who knows? Maybe like next year, before we do this again together, Max and Juliana will be like, Gia, come, we're hosting a cookie swap with our friends. We're young people are
our
gonna
age.
So, but I did want to say, I feel like, and this is where I love spending time with you, not just because you're my daughter, but
Yeah.
you guys have such creative ideas, and you bring like
Like instant noodle cookies.
instant noodle cookies. You made an orange mochi cookie,
Yeah.
one chocolate orange mochi.
That was really
black
good.
sesame cookie with like.
Oh yeah,
orange
black
chocolate.
sesame. It wasn't chocolate. Yeah, but so like these different flavors, you know, if you love cookies as much as we do,
They're not your ordinary holiday cookies.
they're not your ordinary holiday cookies, but you get to try all of them, and you get the recipe so you can try them in your own kitchen as well, which I think is the beauty of sharing kitchen love. So, okay. The giveaway for this episode, Gavino's was very generous. Gavino supplied all of our baking ingredients for the cookies that we baked. And they are also preparing a Christmas package, a Christmas gift pack that you can pick up in their QC, is it? Yeah, the QC, the flagship store. And once they pick the winners, you can go over and coordinate with them and pick up your own Christmas gift pack with them. So you can start baking and, cooking up some Christmas goodness in your own home as well. And then, from some of the things that are on the table, I wanted to also share with you. We got all of our charcuterie items from Built-A-Mart. We also have some beautiful cakes from La Condesa. And the Christmas tree cake was so sweet. Maya sent it over, Maya Hotcakes, Maya Kitchen. They were able to send it, in fact, just for today. So it wasn't actually planned, but when it arrived, I'm like, oh, this will look perfect on our cookie swap table.
So cute.
So, guys, in terms of planning your Christmas gatherings, I think taking a little bit of what you know, maybe preparing your own specialty dish, if it's tiramisu, or in my case, sausage and peppers, or a little truffle and gnocchi. Taking those special things and then supplementing, getting a cake from somewhere is really good, maybe ordering cookies or ordering, a tray of food, and of course ordering your groceries whenever you need that last minute ingredient that you forgot. The last Santi, we always do that, the Santi's run. Right?
Might as well add that to the list of traditions.
It is a tradition. But now, actually, with Built-A-Mart, the other thing is, and there's one near you too, so I think you can just order, and it has all of the same ingredients that we would use for a charcuterie board too.
Yeah.
So good stuff. Little tips and tricks for you guys to pick up and make your holidays easier to celebrate. I also have another guest that I want to share with you who is going to make our celebration, our cookie celebration, even more exciting. So I'm really excited to bring on Martha from Hello Tipsy, and she will share a little bit about how you can make your holiday gatherings a little more saucier. Yeah. So we'll be right back. Of course, we want to make our holiday gatherings easier. It's not just about bringing together cookies and being able to order ingredients, but it's also about making sure that the celebration is fun. And this is where we get to invite Martha on cam from Tipsy Frozen Cocktails. So if you guys want to follow her there, it's Hello Tipsy PH on Instagram. Hi, Martha. Hi, Michelle. Thanks for saying yes.
Thank you for asking.
I mean, I saw cocktails and frozen, and I was like, yes, this is perfect for the cookie swap. Yeah. Tell us about your business. I know this is still like a new baby for you. It's definitely different than the average mobile bar. Tell us where you found the inspiration.
So me and my best friend Tin, who is my business partner.
Okay. Hi, Tin. We miss you.
I wish you were here. So for some reason, I think when we're together, we just like throwing parties. We met in college. And in our first year, we just decided to throw a tea party for all of our blockmates. And it was iced tea because none of us like real tea. And just every year, we just have a new crazy idea of hey, let's try this thing and let's try this thing. And when the pandemic happened, we were like, hey, let's start a board game. Let's join a hackathon. And then this year, it is hey, let's start a small business.
And that totally works.
I hope so. I mean, we're in our very early stages, so fingers crossed.
Well, I think it's something that will definitely take off. It's definitely different. I feel like this is it's so up our alley too, in terms of bringing the women together. We're not really hard drinkers. It's not like, we're not like, it is fun, but we're not like shots. That's not us, right? But we like to have a cocktail. We like to have fun. We like to laugh.
I like my girly drinks.
Yeah. Girly drinks are important. But they're not just all girly drinks,
Yeah,
though,
they're
right? What do your cocktails look like? Like some of the flavors. I know you were talking about classics and
Yeah, so right now we're just like setting our foundation, building on the classics. Today we brought our classic margarita and a sangria. So I felt like those two would be very festive.
Yeah.
And the great thing about Tipsy is that we actually also have like a little garnish bar for you so that you can decorate your own drinks.
oh, perfect.
Yeah.
So we can. It's like a little garnish cocktail. It's a little
You got
buffet.
your little DIY. Yeah.
You could, Which fruit are you gonna put in your cocktail?
So that is like people always say that, oh, I can't drink yet. I haven't eaten anything. That's not an excuse anymore.
Yeah.
The fruit.
Exactly.
Here's some fruit to go with your cocktail. I love that. Martha, what are the holidays normally like for you and your family, or you and Tin? You know, I mean, it sounds like you guys celebrate together as well.
Well, I mean, we try to. We try to have like a one dinner with we gather everyone from our block, whoever can attend. And we go out to a restaurant and catch up because I don't know, it's so hard catching up when you're old now.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, when you're old.
And then we try to do themes. So like
Yeah.
someone would say like, okay, we all wear some kind of red or
Right.
some kind of green
Yeah.
or some kind of gold, and then we end up judging it. That's not red. That's not green. That's not gold. And then we're like, I thought we had a theme, and it just all falls apart. But
Yeah.
it's just so much fun. It's great seeing old friends,
Yeah.
and I think that's really what celebrating during holidays means.
Absolutely. It's about bringing everybody together.
Yeah.
What did you think of this idea of bringing people together? Because when I approached you, I approached her out of the blue. We actually are in this same Women of the World coaching group, and she shared, like, I just launched this business, and of course I saw it right away, and I went right away to Instagram, and I reached out to you, and I was like, hey, I got this cooking show, and this is one of the things that I'm thinking it would be perfect with. What do you think of a cookie swap? Have you ever seen anything like this before?
I've heard of it, but I've never been invited to one. I think it's brilliant. I'm not a baker. I don't bring the food. I bring the stories and the fun.
You're the perfect
In this
guest.
case, she's bringing the drinks
You
too.
are bringing the fun time, like squared.
Yeah.
It's the fun squared because you have the drinks there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I love cookies. So like
Yeah.
to me, it's like, oh, zero effort, and I get to eat all these cookies.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
Sitting right here, I can smell the coconut and the
Ube and
coconut
coconut.
cookies here.
I like. I have to keep looking at you, but my nose.
My
is
my mind is here.
Okay, so I know we're gonna get to eat together. We're also gonna get to spend some time here, even after the cameras have stopped rolling. But you mentioned that these are the classic cocktails that you're building. Let's say we wanted you, can you make something more in line with like this bridal shower theme or this birthday theme? You can come up with a cocktail for the specific gathering. It doesn't necessarily have to be, just the usual.
So no one has asked us that yet.
Okay.
But if someone did, I wouldn't say no because I've discovered throughout this whole process that I enjoy mixing drinks and learning about like what other flavors make sense together. And if someone had come in and like challenged me to do like hey, I'm having a, I don't know, Willy Wonka birthday party.
Oh my
like a
gosh.
Harry Potter birthday party. I'd just be like, let's do it, but beer.
Oh my
I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be so cool.
I just need someone to like challenge me that I bet
Yeah.
you can't do it, and I'm like, I bet I can.
Yeah.
Well, you are also generously
Yeah.
sponsoring a giveaway as well. So
Yes.
of course, if you guys want to be included in the giveaway for Gavinos, you have to follow Gavinos, and then of course you're gonna have to follow Hello Tipsy PH on Instagram as well.
Yeah.
Tell them what you're giving to someone who lives in Metro Manila.
So we'll be giving our blush package, which is basically good for 50 to 60 cups of frozen cocktails.
That's a lot of cocktails.
That is a lot of
If
cocktails.
you've seen like the granita machine, it's like 2 half tubs of that, and you can choose any 2 flavors that you want, and any 4 garnishes that you want set up. So we'll come to your house, set it up, enjoy it, and it's
Merry Christmas!
Yeah, that'd be so
Happy
fun.
holidays and Happy New Year.
I'm already
That's
thinking,
awesome.
like, what can I do that would warrant needing
a granita
a
machine.
granita machine? Like, what party can I throw just so we can have an
Do you really
excuse?
need an excuse?
Then again, there's that too.
One of my friends was just like, "Hey, can I hire you guys because I'm gonna watch Wonka and I want a chocolate cocktail at my house for after." And it's like, you know what? Sure, why not?
I love that.
That's so fun.
Did you add liquor to the chocolate?
Yes, we did.
Wow. So that totally makes sense.
Uh-huh.
There's so many different ways you could bring people together, enjoy the holidays, and of course, kind of slow down and count your blessings. So one of the many blessings that I have on the show is all of you who are watching, tuning in, sharing our lives, sharing our giveaways, sharing the kitchen love. And I am so excited that I actually get to meet 3 of the viewers who regularly tune in, regularly join the giveaways as well, and of course share their kitchen love and the passions and the different food that they try. So I'm excited to bring them on. So one of my blessings here, getting to do all of the things that I love to do, cooking, sharing, spending time in the kitchen with friends, and of course going out and meeting chefs and other cookers and eaters who like to share their good food with us here at Kitchen 143, is our viewers. So we have people who tune in, we have people who share our live stream, and some of those names are quite familiar. I am so excited to welcome Carrie Dre, Mark.my.day, and Champy_Natch, who have watched the show, who have shared the lives, and who have, actually some of you guys have won prizes before. Yes, right? So you guys are, you're obviously you enjoy going out and trying new things. So let's not introduce ourselves by those handles, which is how I know them. Why don't you guys introduce yourselves as well really quickly and just tell the viewers a little bit about yourself and maybe a Christmas tradition that you love.
Hi, I'm Carrie Dre and an avid follower of Miss Michelle. Always, and I am stay-at-home mom, and then I have 1 daughter. And I live in Mandaluyong, and then our Christmas tradition is always going to church like Simbang Gabi.
That's fun. Yes, that's so important. We do that as a family. How about you?
I'm Mark Ibo. I work in a school and I also love food. So I'm so happy to see Miss Michelle because I was thinking at the back of my head, hopefully one day there will be an episode where she'll invite all the followers or some of the followers, and now it's like, oh, it's happening.
You
in reality.
manifested it,
Yes,
Mark.
I claimed it,
You
and now I'm
claimed it,
here.
and you're here, and
Yes.
now you get to try all of these
So
cookies
it's so
with
exciting.
us.
And then it's not really more of a Christmas tradition, but it's usually during New Year. I cook my macaroni salad. I think that's my specialty.
Macaroni salad is a Christmas staple on every table.
Yes.
We all have our version. How do you make yours?
I usually put condensed milk.
Okay.
And then put some bacon oil
Okay.
and
Salty
bake-
sweet.
Yes. So
Yeah.
I really love it. My family and friends love it. So hopefully this New Year I can also make another one.
I'd love that. I'd love that. I'd love to try your macaroni salad. My mom makes macaroni salad with olives and ham, and she puts lots of vegetables, definitely more savory. But when Ate Joanne, who's been with us for 18 years, she loves putting the sweet things. So she even puts kaong,
Oh.
and like it's more of like a sweet macaroni salad. I think there's so many different versions. How do you guys make your macaroni salad? Do you make macaroni salad?
Yes, I
You
do
do?
like, yes, with pineapple. I put
Yes, my mom puts pineapple too.
Pineapple and carrots.
Yes.
Every
Love.
household has their own.
It does, we do. And it's Christmas on the table when you see that. Okay, and last but not least,
Yes, I'm Neil, and I'm 19 years old, and I'm a new follower, and I'm new to this kind of setup, so I'm really nervous right now.
Don't be nervous. We're gonna eat and we're gonna laugh and have fun. And good thing you're 19 because then you can have some of Martha's cocktails.
Yeah, so I guess I'm not gonna drink as I drive.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're not gonna let you do that. We'll be safe.
Yeah. And then I study in Central Esquilar University,
Okay.
and I am currently enrolled taking the computer science.
Okay.
Yeah, and
A Christmas tradition. Something
for
that your
Christmas
family
traditions, we usually stay at home and cook something, and you just bond
does. Yeah.
and have that deep connection within the family every year.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's.
Do you have
basically-
siblings?
I have siblings. I have 4.
So you're 5 total.
Yeah, we're 5, and I'm the eldest.
Oh, you are. He's the kuya. Are you kuya or manong?
I'm the kuya.
Kuya.
Yeah.
So they call you kuya. So we're 5 in my family as well. I'm in the middle, but Christmas in our house growing up was the same. We're at home, we're bonding, we're cooking, we're doing the same. And then now that I have my own kids, I've kind of carried on that same tradition, just added little bits of my personality along the way. Okay, so you guys have been listening to the cookies.
Yeah.
You each have a plate of cookies in front of you. So you're up for the task of judging.
Definitely.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes. Excited.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and let you test those cookies and taste them, and you can tell us what you think. I can walk you through if you want to taste together.
Okay.
Do you want to do that?
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like what we should start with to flavor profile wise, because you don't want to start with something too heavy and rich. We may need water also. I should have thought about this and brought milk, cookies and milk,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Maybe you have to
Usually
reserve something
do.
for Santa.
Yes, yes. So I just really want to take the time to thank all of you. Even Neil is a new follower, of course. You guys, staples and sharing the feed, sharing the live feed, and sharing all of the kitchen love. So I'm grateful for you. You're a blessing to us.
Thank you as well.
Thank you for watching.
Sharing is caring.
Yes.
Right.
And the 143, don't forget that. The love for food and kitchen.
Right? And that's how we share, right? That's with our families. I feel like we always connect through the food. Okay, so I think we should start with not because it's my cookie. Let's start with the mango cashew rucola. So that's the rolled one. I think when we do the cookies, I almost feel bad like guiding them through this because having you taste my cookie, then I think the next would be the checkerboard, and then maybe the savory, and then you can choose from the chocolates, right? You don't have to finish the whole thing. You could take one bite, and we'll bring some water or something over so you guys can, yeah. And or we can also have cocktails too.
This is with mango.
It's got mangoes, dried mangoes, and cashews, and mango jam.
This is with ube,
Ube and coconut.
Oh, I like.
So all Filipino-inspired cookies for
We
you.
tried. I think everybody really did that. So you'll get the recipe. So one of my things for you also, I have little gifts for you guys as well. Ready? I'll have sangria.
You can really taste the different flavors. Like here, there's a gentle sweetness of the mango, right?
Yeah.
You can really taste and even here the ube,
And this one is like reminds me the ube.
the halay. Is that the halaya or the?
No, with the coconut and the bakery. What do
Ah,
you call that?
Thank you.
I forgot that name. You know, Miss Mitch, the ube.
Ube halaan.
No. The cookies that sells in a bakery, local bakery. The all
This one
ube
is
with
like my
coconut.
childhood.
really?
Yeah, that one.
I don't know that
Yeah,
one.
I forgot the name.
Water's for you, Neil.
He was saying that this reminds him of his childhood, the checkered cookie.
Really?
I ate a lot of this when I was like 7 or 6.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so nice. Can't tell Maggie. Okay, so I think Mark already moved on to his third, and so did Carrie.
Yeah.
How about you?
I ate the
Second. Okay, and then the third I think should be the queso de bola. And then maybe if you guys want to cleanse. But for now, we can also just cheers, and I wish you guys a very happy holiday.
Happy holidays.
For joining me on cam.
Yes.
Thank you for these tipsy frozen cocktails. Thanks, Martha and Tim.
So good.
It's so yum. It's like candy.
I like this one. So refreshing. Tasty.
All right.
Yeah.
So we don't have to name the winners on cam. We can actually announce it. Maybe we can announce it later. But if you want to go ahead and continue tasting, I'll bring the bakers back on. And then you guys can finish tasting and telling us who the best overall cookie would be, who the most creative would be, and the best in presentation, right? So you have 3 that you can announce. All right?
Okay.
We'll let you keep tasting.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And then when you pointed it out,
All right, so our judges have decided. They have tasted all 6 cookies and come up with the most creative, the best in presentation, and the best overall cookie for the M&M Cookie Swap 2023. All right, guys, what did you think? For the most creative?
For the most creative, the 3 of us have decided it's gonna be the adobo chocolate chip cookies.
And then for the best in presentation?
For the best in presentation, our 3 of us decided the ube and coconut checkered
The
cookie.
checkerboard. Okay. And the best overall cookie?
So the overall champion for the cookie is the mango and cashew.
Oh my god, all my stress. Okay, guys, well, that wraps this episode, this Christmas holiday episode, with all of these lovely people that got to join me on camera today. I'm so grateful for all of you. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, and thank you for planning this with me. And so that's it for today. Of course, as always, keep cooking, keep sharing, and of course, keep safe. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays!